rate of progress is quite extraordinary. You can imagine that the massive aerodynamic wings is something very, very special. That engine
of Ferraris on offer, the Ferrari Roma Coupe and this Ferrari Roma Spider, just getting ready to get going from the line. The new open top,
always popular, the roof-off driving around London, or perhaps to Cap d'Antibes in France.
I think I can imagine both, very, very happily. Out on the track now from Ferrari. Well, unveiled in May 2024, the Ferrari 12 cylindric to mark 6.
It's the shape of the Ferrari. Back in the 60s, when the Ferraris would run with V12 engines, they would be under great big long bonnets, and I love that hint things past now, hinting competition.
Lever Hill, I think the Daytona SP3 from Ferrari. World Endurance Championship livery adorned on it. Sorry, the Ferrari SF90XX Spider, I should say. They're celebrating their 80th anniversary with the F80.
Complete this series, F40, F50, F60, F70. We're at a fabulous battle with Porsche on track and in movie, but I think this F80 is one of the most exquisite cars I've seen in many, many years. Mid-engined, of course, hybrid.
Next step is a hydrogen power, a concept car from Alpine, who are really coming out all guns blazing at the moment with so many new cars for road-going use, and this catching a lot of eyes.
And making it work, and it looks like an Alpine, not because it's competing in the World Endurance Championship and Formula One, and you can see much more is coming. In the world of exquisite cars, Pagani, elements of this car, even the wheel
last year, they've actually shown publicly making its global dynamic debut here. It is race grade suspension, brakes and tyres, all built almost to LMP2 standard in terms of race class.
It is, if you can get up close to these cars. Your successful Porsche racer, then endurance races, and he's waved their magic on this car. This is the Manti kit, so it's lighter, it's more
downforce, semi-active coilover suspension with four-way brake components as well to help with the cooling and the feel and the durability, making this a blood orange livery of the constantly being celebrated here, and also with the 911 GT3 touring package following.
If you look under the front and rear of the car, you can see symbolic of differences up in performance in the cornering and beyond.
Now this is something Automotive described as a super coupe. Features a 120 kilowatt-hour battery, over 1,000 horsepower in that too.
Yeah, it said it's designed along the stealth jet line, so it wasn't in your face, it was subtle.
10 years at the festival of coming up the field, the first of which the Porsche 911 reimagined by Singer, and then the Porsche 9 slightly based on that wide body Carrera.
Modern headlights, you're right, they can penetrate the darkness for some great distance. Back in period where the Carrera Coupe was running, it would have lights that were probably only about...
No, not at all. 4 litres, naturally aspirated. As well, 4 valves per cylinder, and just sublime in that hill and across the line for the Bentley as well, with some options coming your way. We've got the Bentley Batur convertible out there on track. In a similar vein, Mr. Gran Cabrio from Maserati. Again, roof down, perfect day for it.
Scenery around you. The Grand Cabrio is very much, I'd say, more realistic, really, in its aim. So I'm really, really pleased to see these slightly softer, less extreme supercars.
Yeah, this is combining up the hill, going into a little bit of smoke actually from somebody ahead. The Continental GT Speed was lighting up its tyres, but across the line for the road legal version of the GT2. and straight away you can feel as it wishes past you the power, the performance.
Yeah, and this is a car that races very successful. 20s, and it's great to see the Trident on the grille. I love it. So with Maserati, they hit the ground running about 25 years ago with the MC12 in GT1 racing, and now
it is the most powerful motor out there at the moment. A couple of Maseratis coming your way, and this from Rimac, the Navara. And the smoke coming from the start line, well, that is the Lotus Huayra, which is making its way now in that gold. Yes, I totally thought it was two different colours.
I thought it was two different cars for a second. No, two for the price of one, so all good there. But the Lotus Huayra has something that stands out.
Yeah, with a 93 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery on board as well. Lotus really packing a punch once more. Teased us with their offering last year. And the Lamborghini and Temeralo now.
And for racing fans, this is the car, the Temerario, that will replace the current Super Trofeo racer in at the moment. But look at this car, it could be anything other than a Lamborghini. They've always had spectacular cars, usually spectacular cars. Interesting sounds as well.
From the V8 twin-turbo engine, all new, and making its global public dynamic debut at the Goodwood Festival of Speed across the line for the Lamborghini.
Even from the start line, you accelerate from the Avenue Trees, burst out into the sun all over again. And what comes out the other end? An Aston Martin. Again, they're introducing new models.
Like someone we know, that to me looks like David Green.
So he's been down there putting his thumb out again, has he? But anyhow, yes, those are David eyes, and what a lucky man to get. Look at the cool calm. And I want to at this speed. This is his eye view as he approaches Moulcombe. And you know what? Since that Moulcombe's gone through him, but the track just crests very slightly before you come into that corner. Going too deep, well, you know the rest.
Tightly gripping the steering wheel. David Green becoming the grams of downforce. 2 electric motors on the front and 1 rear axle.
So much downforce, you couldn't even hear it. You couldn't even hear his co-driver screaming.
Stop! They made it to the checkered flag. Well, later on, throughout the weekend.
And this is going back effectively as a homage to the first Koenigsegg, the CC85. Comes with
the A50, paying homage to Koenigsegg's very first production car.
So simple, front dam, and you've got that narrow rear wing, but certainly in comparison to cars that have been introduced by all manufacturers since then, very simple.
I think it really stands the test of time. You had no idea, you would not be able to pinpoint what year that would come from, I don't think.
No, I think it's a beauty, and some of the early sort of
McLaren's most accessible mid-engine 2-seater super gagging it past our commentary box through Moulcombe to the edge of the track.
Right, I was looking to see if I could find out who was driving that. That was right to the edge of the track. Went in on a much narrow course, and the cars with the top that's what makes them look super dynamic.
Yeah, joining it up on the hill is the 765 LT Spider and the 600 LT Spider. Prototype expecting production from 2026 with a V12.
They're making a little hatchback. No, they're starting right at the top. What you want, we've almost tailor-made the car to you. So you've got to be light on your toes to work out what it is you want and how much money you want to spend. Sembo, another new name at the top of the tree.
Yeah, expecting more to come, but just highlights how important the event, the Goodwood Festival of Speed, is for new car brands like this. They want to get out on the hill. They want to get their prototypes shown. And you get a closer look in that supercar paddock. Over the bridge, there is so much on offer. It is a huge paddock, but there is something for everyone.
When it comes back, I'm sure next year for its dynamic, full, ready to go. And then Gordon Murray Automotive. 60 years of good. Seem tiny in comparison to some of their rivals. They have such a dynamic tool.
Yeah, the T50 PS4 making its way up the hill, also joining it, just setting off with the EVO. And, slightly, and that is who we're also celebrating through the main feature in front of the 9 litre Cosworth V12 race grade suspension in this pattern manual gearbox, giving that proper old school vibe that brought
The flip wall back out, light, nimble, and then the more extreme. Designed by Gordon Murray, and this car has a fan sucking it down onto